Alright, welcome back to a brand new video of the Target Individual program, Target Individual Experience. So, you know, this afternoon, what they kept doing, they kept playing with the alarm on the door that leads to the rooftop. So they kept, whenever, I didn't hear the New York Fire Department using the sirens or any sort of ambulance or fire truck noise, sirens I should say, they will use the alarm on the door of the roof. Then on top of that, they shut off the water. Again, I don't know why they shut off the water. They were supposed to, it said September 4th, there would be no water. Well, we way past September 4th. Right? You had water today, but as soon as I was getting ready to leave, my daughter took a shower. And then my son was supposed to go take a shower, and they turned off the water. So again, what they're doing is threatening, sending these threats and doing things like that, particularly for my son, right? Not bathing. I mean, he had jiu-jitsu, so, he's sweaty, and, you smell a sweat, right? So the fact that they would do that after my daughter finished taking a bath, they would turn off the water, lets me know that, again, they're trying to threaten, sending these threats. So they always got to find some way. There's never, there's not a day that goes by when I don't expose something that they move to something else. And they'll come up with new ways of doing things, right? Because this is constant, like I said. And as a TI, they want you to become silent. I want you to be silent. They want to change you to accept what it is that they're doing to you, and so that you don't, speak up and you don't. That's what she just did. She walked past me, looked at the silver car, and then stretched her hands out as if she's like, asking for something or begging or something, that sort of thing, right? Again, because of what they've been told, right? I'm not worried about it because I know it's not true. They can believe it though. I know what they do, how they use money, particularly when it comes to black women and use the money to manipulate them, because, all women chase after men with money, right? And when the state is giving them money, they kick the man out of the house, right? When the jobs is giving them money, they just kick the man out of the house because they think that they're the leader of the house. Look, LKH 3225. Again, they're doing it because they think it bothers me. No, I'm just doing it. It doesn't bother me. What I'm showing you guys is there's a pattern of what they're doing, so you guys know that this is actually happening. Okay, and so, when they're like, oh, you looking at the reality of things. Oh no, you better go back to being delusional. We'll give you money, right? If you go back to being delusional, no, thank you. Keep your money. I live in the reality. I look at things with a realistic mindset, not delusional. See, they want us to be delusional because once we start to come into consciousness, I look at the real situation, as Bob Marley said, check out the real situation, right? Then they can't have you, have us as black people starting to pool our economic resources together and build together. Right? This is why economic warfare is so important for them against us. Right? The biggest factor in their warfare against us is economics. Right? Without a financial base, without an economic base, as a people, you know what I'm saying? This is why in every corner store you see it when it's in black neighborhoods, particularly in the urban city, is owned by Arabs and Hispanics, right? The bodegas, even the shops. You may see a few black, restaurants and stuff like that, but it isn't any sort of. You go around down here, most of the clothing stores, 90% of the stores are non-black. And the other 10% are, like I said, small restaurants, barbershops. You may have one or two furniture, small places, again, very, very small, right? But again, they keep us under certain economic what's the word I'm looking for here? Status, right? So we as a group can never, and again, we see this that in the 90s when black people were accumulating wealth all up to the 2000s, then you had the housing bubble crash, and that wiped out almost all of the gains in which black people have made economically within the past, I would say almost 2 decades, right? Wiped it out. Okay? And we think it's like, it's an accident. It's not an accident. Every time it's American history. Every time black people are beginning to progress, right? White people will get scared, and they will do things to wipe out the economic gains of black people. It goes all the way back from Reconstruction, Tulsa, Rosewood, right? Look at Atlanta, right? And Atlanta had a strong black economy, not so much now, but what you see during the time when Atlanta had a strong black economy was you see an increase in homosexuality, an increase in bisexuality, particularly amongst black men, right? So y'all not listening, man. Y'all need to listen. Y'all not listening. Now it's Houston, right? The economic gains of black people in Houston, and what do you see now? You see an increase in, again, bisexuality, homosexuality, and STDs. This is nothing new. They have always done this to us. We just don't want to listen. We just want to be up in the churches praying, and ignoring the fact. And our very own people will end up being, they'll say, well, you know what? Yeah, these people deserve it. Okay? Not knowing that the next day they'll be entrapped. Right? Not knowing the next day they'll be entrapped. So again, you gotta understand what's going on. You gotta understand what's going on. I hate the God time now again. I just want to show you guys. It's not God, man, Only idiots believe that shit. And I say that with me, and I'm proud to say that, right? Only idiots believe in that shit. Because religion is for poor people who are ignorant. Religion is for poor people who are ignorant. Watching Ron Dalton, the Hebrews to Negroes, and I said, we have to, some of us, as brilliant as we are, we're so indoctrinated with this shit. Okay? He's going by the Bible, this and that. I don't care about the Bible. Okay? The Bible in its current form is a white man religion. Okay? And it's a white man's book. Okay? Yes, there were people who were black, who were Israelites, who were Hebrews. You got to remember back in those times, you had a mixture, okay, of people. We know that the Hyksos is the proto-Hebrew, right? They're the prototype Hebrew. You go and read Menethos. When the Hyksos invaded Kemet in the 13th or 14th century BCE, they ruled Egypt for about 500 and some odd years. And during their rule of Egypt, they were, again, they had their own belief system, but it wasn't as what we know today. What we do know is that they were sacrificing the sons of the Kemetic people. So the story of the Bible in terms of God killing the firstborn son, no, those were the Hyksos. And again, the Hyksos were of a lighter complexion black people, but they were more Asiatic. when Pharaoh or King Thutmose and his general Thutmose drove them out of Kemet, right? He bargained with them that they should leave. They can take all their possessions. They will not be attacked. And they went into the desert and they built a city, a walled city, and they called it Jerusalem. History. Not Bible bullshit. History. Okay? The reason why they did not want to go any further, the reason why they settled where they settled, was because of the Assyrians. And even in the Bible, you have the Assyrians conquering Jerusalem. So the Bible will give you some history, but Moses and all these people, Abraham, they never existed. The Bible will tell you. Go read the story of Abraham. And at the ending of those chapters, it'll tell you all these things that I've said are allegorical. Allegorical meaning that, what? They're made up. It is meant to give you a sort of lesson. But these people have historicalized the lie and have us believing in the lie. That's what they've done. Okay? And we as black people, we turn against some of the greatest things that our ancestors have ever done. For a book by people who lived in caves, you know, who talk about Israel. Israel was just a small little piece of land. Look at it today. As my good friend said, they got no resources, but they're fighting over this land. They got no resources, right? No gold, no copper, no oil, nothing. And they're fighting over a piece of land. That isn't worth anything. And people are asking why they're fighting. It's because of the United States. The United States wanted to keep a check on Arab powers, right? Many of us don't know history. During the 7th century, the Moors, the black Muslim Moors, conquered Spain, Italy, almost conquered France. And the Europeans couldn't go back into Northern Africa. Right? It wasn't until the 18th century that they went back into Africa. But the reason why they gave that piece of land to the white Jews is because they needed to check Arab power, Arab expansion, and so they gave Israel nuclear weapons. That's the reason why. But we don't know our history. We don't know history, period. Anyhow, it might be this bus taking a long time to come. I gotta take my back apparently. See, this is what they're gonna do night after night until you know, my back starts hurting me. Or I have to live in on muscle relaxers again. You know what I'm saying? So again, this is what they do to cause what is called micro damage to an already injured person. You know, this, again, I understand what it is that they do. You know, because lately I've seen a lot of people with wheelchair on the bus. For the past couple of days, every time I get on the bus, there's somebody in the wheelchair. It's not a coincidence. Again, when I say as a TI, it is not a coincidence. You know, again, you know, 9 o'clock, and yet no buses. And I've been out here for how long now? How long since I've been recording? About what? 14 minutes now, 15, 16 minutes, right? Oh yeah, the word fit to the number 15 too. So the number 15, my daughter mentioned the number 15, and they started using their sirens, and I was looking for some change to take the bus, and I had 50. There was 15 cents on my son's desk. So when I took the 50 cents, they started using the car horn. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay. But again, they do this to let me know how they've microchipped my kids, right? Yesterday when I was helping my daughter do her homework, I said, listen, you need, yeah, they know I'm going to say. I'm about to expose their shit. I said to her, I said, you need to put your name, right, your class, and the date on your heading. She's like, no, my teachers tell me not to do that. She just said to just put the class, the school, and my number. And I'm like, what you mean? What number? So apparently her number is the number 7, right? And I'm saying to myself, and I forgot to mention it to the teacher today. I'll try to remember tomorrow and ask her. So this is what they do now in the school system, the educational system, that now these kids can no longer write their name as a heading, or they literally give them a number, right? So I'm going to confront her teacher on that, you know, because again, I just don't want to take her word for it, because sometimes my daughter can have quite the imagination, right? So yeah, but this is what they do, and this is what they do, and again, to try to take away my disability, because again, it's to have me standing out here with my bag, not only to further cause me injury, but to say, you know, oh look, you know, he can, you know. Now mind you, I've seen there are plenty of people who are walking around with canes, you know, with book bags on their backs, okay, who are disabled with book bags on their back. So, you know, my book bag is just, it's not heavy, even though it's beginning to feel a little bit heavy, but haven't had anything in there as heavy. And again, it's because, you know, my nervous system, right? So, yeah, like I said, I've studied what's being done. I've also, you know, analyzed myself in terms of how what they've done has affected me, from my way of thinking to my neurological state, my psychological state, my physical state, right? You know, my sexual health, you know what I'm saying? Physical health, all that stuff, right? So I'm very, very keen. Because again, when you understand what it is that they're doing, you know, then anyway. But anyway, my son, Ethan, today, missed his first period class, okay? And again, his mother don't give a damn. She don't care, right? That again, is new school year, school just beginning, and every day this week he's been late, and on top of that, today he missed his first period class. Okay, so that's just to tell you. All right, that is just to tell you. And you know, when I asked him what time did he get to school today, and he said he missed his first period class, you know, but the GR clerks in the department began using their sirens, and his mother ran into her bedroom. I'm just like, listen, I mean, you know, but again, they try to make it seem like I'm some type of violent guy, and you know, it's again. But the reason why they want to believe it is because, again, I'm not Christian. The reason why, because I keep exposing their fake religion. That's the reason why. You know what I'm saying? You know, the indoctrination is so deep within their mind that they can't even, you know, they can't even, you can't tell them the truth, because they're so used to loving the lie that they can't, you know, the cognitive dissonance is too deep in their subconscious, and it's actually very dangerous to even try to bring them into the light. Okay, they dwell in the darkness, so let them dwell in the darkness. All right, talk to you guys in the next video. I gotta see what time this bus is coming.